Time now for this hour's car review. I got to drive a 2025, not 24, but a 25 Lincoln Nautilus. This was assembled in Hangzhou, China.
No. No way.
Hangzhou, China.
Zhuhu.
Here, put your glasses on and you tell me. Hangzhou, China. Hangzhou.
It's even written in Chinese.
Right here.
Look at that.
Hangzhou, China.
Hangzhou.
It comes in these trim levels.
Turn it upside down.
Premier, Reserve, and Black Label. I had the all-wheel drive Reserve 3. This is a midsize SUV, seats 5, exterior changes from last model year. Well, this is the second generation. It was redesigned in 2024, so this one is pretty much brand stinking new. Exterior features, one of the best looking rides in the market in my opinion. Symmetrical wheel openings with nice, elegant body sculpting. Beautiful rear lighting with a sunshade over the hatch glass. Sleek roof line. What I liked about it, the Black Label grille has a very elegant look. Looks like little dots up there in the grille area. They've just seen these little chrome dots.
Like little stars.
Yeah, they had really, I don't know what they did, but they did it right. It looks good. Absolutely nothing needs changing on this. It gets an A+ for attractiveness, in my opinion. If you're in the market for a midsize, this look good looking. Interior highlights. In the cabin, in the dash, a door-to-door changeable display. Seriously, all the way across, underneath the glass, it's all a display. It's stunning. Why didn't I think of that? And then, if you want to get into changing the stuff, there are changeable little pads on the steering wheel, or you can get into it by the center screen above the center stack.
Huh.
Mars, I hope you get the chance to drive this. I think that you're going to agree with me that it is. You get in. Everybody that got in this car went, wow, look at that.
That's nice.
Adjustable seating with massage. Awesome quality materials throughout the cabin. Classy Lincoln grille for the standard folks like I had. Cargo trunk room, adequate, competitive, plentiful storage space back there. What I liked, it makes you want to put on an Armani suit with an open collared shirt and drive around with your chest hairs poking out.
That's too Miami Vice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know, but don't I kind of fulfill that role, the Miami Vice role.
So the Vice part, yeah.
Yeah, so I could get a little hat and I could be the
You
chauffeur.
need a hat anyway. Let's see. What could use improvement on the interior? Nothing. It's brilliant in design and execution. I'm telling you, man. Don't count America out when it comes to this sort of stuff. It may be built in Hangzhou, China, but it is really a good-looking vehicle. 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 250 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. It's not a rocket ship, but it has plenty of power for us regular folks. Tow rating, 1750, so you can put your little jet ski back there with your open collared shirt. 21 miles per gallon city, 29 on the highway for combined to 24. I got 25.5 miles per gallon over 390.5 miles. What I liked about it, the smooth pull of that little 4-banger engine. You can't tell that they're 4-bangers anymore unless there's just the base, go-kart, lawnmower entry level, and this is not that. Nice power-to-weight ratio, handling, comfortable American-style luxury ride. It is sweet, baby.
I was in it. I liked it.
What could use improvement? Adjustable ride control, but why? Just let it do its American luxury by itself. It's fine. I had to come up with something. Pricing. Here we go. The base trim price on this is $61,000.
Okay.
Price is tested with $70,810. You can get in one of these for $51,790. Competitors, Mercedes-Benz GLC, $49,250. Genesis GV70, $46,200. Or the Acura RDX for $44,700. Those are the competitors. And that, my friends, is my review of this scrumptious 2025 Lincoln Nautilus.
Scrumptious.
I don't get too many Lincolns.
Scrumptious vehicles.
It is, and they don't have a lot of vehicles in the choices that you have. But I'll tell you what, that is one fine automobile, I think. Anyway. Today, and let's now get to Jeff's car culture. The VW Amarok. What?
Right. Well, last week before we went to the Hot Rod Tour, early morning watching TV, and I was watching a little bit of the Pope's funeral. They had the procession on TV.
Oh, yeah?
This vehicle was in the procession, and I could not understand what it was because it looked like a mini pickup.
Looks
but
like
it had
a Honda.
It looked like a VW because of the emblem. So here we go, Michael. So for its second generation, the VW Amarok gets Ford's underpinning that grows the midsize truck towing, hauling, and
Ford.
cabin size.
Got it.
Following months of teasing, Volkswagen has finally revealed the next generation Amarok pickup truck. Ford is partnered with Volkswagen. They offer more toughness, more capability, along with more space and more technology
Oh my
into
God.
this vehicle.
Somebody wrote that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's left for Volkswagen is to confirm when this vehicle is coming to the U.S., not just yet. Volkswagen sold more than 800,000 copies of the first generation of the Amarok in the worldwide market, but Ford sold over 800,000 vehicles just in the F-150 series. So there you go, Volkswagen. Might be a big part of why Ford and Volkswagen are partnering. They want to get the vehicle over to the U.S. and the underpinnings from Ford's new Global Ranger that helped Volkswagen offer the vehicle with more features and capabilities. The new Volkswagen Amarok is a 210.6-inch long vehicle. It's around 4 inches longer than the model it replaces, the previous Gen 1. The truck is 7 inches longer between the wheels, and yet Volkswagen has it shortened up after the wheels, after the rear fenders and the bumper spacing that they have on each end. The side benefit is a shorter overhangs. Truck is better approached on off-road angles. Both the towing and payload have increased. Amarok will be able to tow a maximum of 7,700 pounds. That's a lot. Very competitive in this segment. Its peak payload is a little over 2,500 pounds, higher than the capability of many light-duty trucks, and considerably higher than some of them in the U.S. market. Toyota Tacoma is around 1,600 as an example. Volkswagen plans to offer the TDI diesel in the worldwide markets from 148 horsepower 2-liter 4-cylinder version to the African market and other parts around the European market. They got a 3-liter V6 that makes 247 horsepower, which will only be offered in the premium markets, which the United States will be once it happens. The only gas engine is the 2-liter, 2.3-liter turbo, 298 horsepower. It's rumored that it's going to be in North America, but we'll see with a 10-speed transmission attached to it. Though its bones are shared by Volkswagen, the truck is clearly all Volkswagen. Styling is heavy influences from the VW's SUV and the 3-row Atlas. So that's another kind of strange vehicle for Volkswagen to be copying. More than 20 new driver assist features will be offered. These include adaptive cruise control, road sign recognition, 6 different terrain models. The cabin will also get Volkswagen's digital cockpit display as an option with a 10-inch infotainment screen. So that's very good for them. Other handy helpers, electronically operated roll tonneau cover, which is very cool. High to reveal your truck's cargo inside the cab, remote control, offering that for handy loading and unloading. The truck bed supports about 1,100 pounds, so that's cool. You can stand and sit and use that as a jumping off point, so to speak. Amarok's roof can hold a static load of 350 kilos, which is 772 pounds. So yes, you can put your mother-in-law up there. This actually goes into what Mercedes was saying about having the camping on the roof of the vehicle they have. The Amarok will be built in South Africa for sale in Africa, Mideast, Europe, and Australia. This truck should be subject to hefty fees of the tariffs if it comes to the U.S. under the normal plans that we have. So there you go.
How fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
It's a Ford Ranger
It's a
that's
Ford
been
Ranger.
redone.
And what's in your driveway right now?
Ford Ranger.
Mike's going to do a Ford Ranger.
Yeah, Mr. Barnes
about
does have
that?
a review right now, as a matter of fact,
Is it Mike's
of
review?
the Ford Ranger.
It's Michael's review.
Yeah, buddy. It's the Ford Ranger Lariat,
Lariat, not Lariat.
Lariat.
Or
my
by
God.
Ford. Now, this is the 5th
And this
gen.
man was born in Texas. Lariat.
That's why I got that twang. Now, the final assembly location of this is actually in Michigan. And it comes in 4 trim levels, the XL, XLT Lariat, and the Raptor. And it's considered a standard size pickup. However, most of us call it a mid-size pickup. And of course, they've gotten a lot bigger, so maybe it is really and truly a standard size. Sits 5 people. It only comes in a crew cab short bed. You don't have a lot of choices on this particular one. Has automatic LED projector headlamps, LED fog lights. You got tow hooks up front, body colored door handles and side mirrors. Got running boards on it, and I'm not sure why. For somebody like me, they don't help me get in or out. In fact, they kind of hinder it because I got to step over them and climb over them. They look good. The cargo bed has LED lighting as well, and then the locking tailgate, you lock the doors, it locks the tailgate as well, and we're rolling on the 18-inch aluminum wheels. Now, inside, because of the trim level we have the leather seating. The front seats are heated, but there's no venting. There's no cooling on those seats. Got a fold-up rear seat. Got storage areas underneath it. Got the 12-inch digital driver display, so you can configure that in a lot of different ways. The 12-inch center stack, that's where you're going to find your convenience controls, your nav, your 360-degree surround view camera. You'd also had the power sliding rear window, which I'm not sure. That's another one of those things. I don't open it much. Never did, actually. So maybe you need it. If you do, there it is. Had the B&O sound system with 10 speakers and a subwoofer.
That's a Bang & Olufsen.
Yes. And I wasn't sure I could get all that out, so I went with B&O. So it
I
has...
think there's a railroad company
too, yeah.
called B&O Railroad.
Yeah, on Monopoly. It does have USB A and C access points, which I think is great. Some people have already gone to the C, and you don't have the capability of using the A's anymore unless you got adapters. Up under the hood, we had the 2.7-liter EcoBoost, and this is a $2,100 option. 315 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 10-speed automatic transmission. So this vehicle is capable of towing 7,500 pounds, and you can load it up with a little over 1,800 pounds in the bed. EPA says you should be looking for about 19 in the city, Highway 23, and combined 20. And this is a regular fuel vehicle, even though it's turbo. So I got 21.3 miles to the gallon across 327 miles, and I was very happy with that driving this vehicle. It's got a lot of power on it once you get it rolling. It's a little weak off the line, maybe. And the engine can be noisy if you're sitting there putting it under a little bit of duress going down the highway.
Duress, I like that word.
Yeah. As far as riding, or so I'm told it was. Anyway, it rides still like a truck, but it's a nicer driving vehicle. It's got plenty of room in the front seats. The back seats are a little bit tight for what I think it would be an adult, but it's usable for a while. Pricing on this thing. Now, the base trim price for this vehicle was $47,165. Our MSRP is tested $54,375.
Whoa.
But you should note, you can get into a base model of the Ranger for $34,265. Looking for something to compare that to? Toyota Tacoma immediately comes to mind, $33,085. Chevrolet Colorado, another popular midsize pickup truck, at $33,595. If you're looking to step up a little bit, you might look at the Jeep Gladiator that's going to start at $40,000, or the Honda Ridgeline, which is another midsize, even though it's kind of a unibody, more of an SUV to me than a truck, but it's considered a midsize at $41,600. So there's a lot of choices in there to look at.
You know, one of the things I'm driving, I think it's the same truck. Isn't
Probably,
it?
yeah.
Anyway, I'm driving it this week, and the one thing that came to mind was this truck, they call it a midsize, was in the 1960s and 70s a full-size truck size. If you stop and think about it, that used to be the full-size truck, because they've grown the full-size truck into such enormous proportions it won't fit in the garage anymore.
No, it won't.
And that one barely will.
And I remember my dad had a Ford Ranger for years that had the little jump seats on the side of it.
Yeah.
And it would almost fit in the bed of a full-size truck now. So it's a lot smaller. But that's my review of the Ford Ranger Lariat 4x4.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. In Real Time Car Talk continues after this. You own a...